Oscar-nominated actress, known worldwide for her fearless performance in Anna and for memorable roles in The Way We Were, JFK, Edtv, and more than 260 other film and television projects, passed away on Tuesday at the age of 84. She died in hospice care in Palm Springs, California. According to her representatives, her final year had been extremely difficult, marked by 2 life-threatening infections and painful fractures to her neck, wrist, and hip. It's a sad moment in Hollywood. A long, unpredictable, and boldly lived career has come to an end. Early life. The beginning of a wild, art-driven journey. Sally Kirkland was born on October 31, 1941, in New York City, a place that would shape her entire identity. Growing up, she was surrounded not by average parents but by people deeply connected to the arts and fashion. Her mother, also named Sally Kirkland, was a highly influential fashion editor at Vogue and Life magazines. She placed icons like Grace Kelly, Audrey Hepburn, Faye Dunaway, and Jacqueline Kennedy on the covers of America's biggest publications. She also worked closely with legendary photographer Gordon Parks. Her father, Frederick Kirkland, came from an old wealthy family on Philadelphia's Main Line. It was a glamorous world, but also a complicated one. Sally often spoke about how the 1960s counterculture swept her up fully. "When I was a kid, it was all about how decadent can we be," she once said. LSD was everywhere, on the cover of Time, being openly discussed by Timothy Leary and others. Sally dove into that world and, by her own admission, ended up facing a lot of trouble because of it. Still, those chaotic experiences fed into the raw emotional energy that became her acting signature. Training and early steps in acting. Sally first trained at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Later, she studied under one of the greatest acting teachers in history, Lee Strasberg, at the Actors Studio. Her classmates were names we now consider untouchable Hollywood legends: Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro. She started out dancing in Hey, Let's Twist, in 1961, performed off-Broadway, and even understudied roles on Broadway. During these early years, she lived the true New York performer lifestyle. She worked as a hat check girl at the Bitter End, one of Manhattan's most famous clubs, and as a go-go dancer at the Peppermint Lounge. Her mother's connection to Andy Warhol led to one of her earliest film experiences, appearing in Warhol's The 13 Most Beautiful Women in 1964. She laughed later about his direction. "Andy used to say, 'Just sit in front of the camera and do nothing,'" she recalled. "And I'd say, 'I'm a Strasberg-trained actress. What do you mean do nothing?'" A fearless breakthrough, when Sally shocked the stage. In 1968, Sally Kirkland became one of the first actresses ever to appear nude in a legitimate stage play. She starred in Terrence McNally's Sweet Eros, playing a kidnapped woman in an intense 2-person production. For the entire 45-minute performance, she appeared without clothes. To her, it wasn't about shock, it was political. "You can't carry a gun on a naked body," she said. This boldness became her trademark. She went on to appear in films like Blue, 1968, Coming Apart, 1969, co-starring Rip Torn, whom she had dated, and Futz, 1969. She even promoted Futz by riding nude on a huge hog for the cover of Screw magazine. Today, that would still cause a stir. In the late 60s, it electrified the underground film scene. Film breakthroughs, from Streisand to Redford. By the early 1970s, Sally Kirkland was finding her way into more mainstream roles, though always with that same unconventional edge. She played Barbra Streisand's communist switchboard friend Pony in The Way We Were, 1973. She had another role in Streisand's A Star Is Born, 1976, playing a Rolling Stone photographer. In Private Benjamin, 1980, she portrayed Helga, a memorable supporting character. And in 1973's The Sting, she played a stripper who becomes a romantic interest of Robert Redford's character. A bold performance for its time and typical of the way Sally approached roles, with total commitment. The peak. Anna, 1987. Then came the role that changed everything. In 1987, Sally starred in Anna, a deeply emotional independent drama written by Agnieszka Holland and produced for less than $1 million. She played an aging Czechoslovakian actress struggling to survive in New York, a woman fighting to hold on to dignity, identity, and artistic integrity. The role mirrored parts of Sally's own life, and she delivered what critics still call one of the most vulnerable performances of that decade. She won the Golden Globe. She won the Spirit Award. And she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Her competition: Meryl Streep, Glenn Close, Holly Hunter, Cher, who eventually won. Being at the Oscars was like being Cinderella, Sally later said. There were all these huge movie stars stepping out of their limos, and then there was me. It was the biggest moment of her career, one that placed her firmly in Hollywood history. Roles after the Oscar nomination. Instead of sticking to prestige roles, Sally did something unusual. She followed her heart into projects that interested her, even if critics didn't always understand. In the late 80s and early 90s, she starred in erotic thrillers like High Stakes, 1989, and In the Heat of Passion, 1992. She also appeared in The Haunted, 1991, earning another Golden Globe nomination. She once said, "A lot of people thought I made wrong choices because I didn't keep doing Anna-type films. But I followed what felt right." Her later roles included Best of the Best, 1989, as a martial arts coach, Revenge, 1990, as an outrageous rock star opposite Kevin Costner, JFK, 1991, as Rose Cheramy, who claimed to know about the assassination plot, Bullseye, 1990, The Player, 1992, Cold Feet, 1989, Bruce Almighty, 2003, Coffee Date, 2006, Archaeology of a Woman, 2012, The Most Hated Woman in America, 2017. She even played Matthew McConaughey's mother in Ron Howard's Edtv, 1999, a role that introduced her to a new generation of viewers. And in Factory Girl, 2006, she played the grandmother of Warhol legend Edie Sedgwick, bringing her career full circle. Television work. Sally also worked steadily on TV. She played Johnny Galecki's mother on Roseanne. She appeared as an art professor on Felicity. She played an environmental activist on Days of Our Lives. And she starred in the syndicated series Valley of the Dolls. Her range was enormous: comedy, drama, soap operas, thrillers, independent art films, major blockbusters. She did it all. Personal life and complications. Sally Kirkland was married and divorced twice. She had no biological children but was close to her godson, actor Cody Galloway. For years, she taught acting, with Sandra Bullock among her students, and was widely praised for helping young performers access emotional honesty. She was also an ordained minister and practiced yoga regularly, always searching for spiritual grounding. One of the most painful chapters of her life involved cosmetic implants. To prepare for her role in High Stakes, she underwent surgery and nearly died from complications. The experience deeply affected her, and in 1998 she founded the Kirkland Institute for Implant Survival Syndrome to help others who experienced similar medical problems. As she once said, "My attitude is always one of sensuality, aggressive enthusiasm, and kind of outrageousness in my expression." That was the essence of her. Final days and passing. In the year leading up to her passing, Sally struggled with severe health challenges. Friends organized a GoFundMe to help cover the medical costs of 2 dangerous infections and multiple fractures. Despite the hardships, she remained surrounded by people who loved her. There were no public reports of any last words, but her representatives stated that she passed peacefully. Reactions and legacy. Her death sparked an immediate wave of tributes across Hollywood. Colleagues remembered her as fearless, unfiltered, vulnerable, and a performer who never faked a moment. And that was her legacy. A woman who lived without apology. An artist who gave everything, body and soul, to the characters she played. A performer who embraced risk when others ran from it. Sally Kirkland didn't chase Hollywood's approval. She chased truth. And in doing so, she became unforgettable. If you found this tribute meaningful, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories about remarkable lives.